morning. You hear me? Good?
CSEC is what? Right, so that's advanced. That's not SCNA. Yes, hold on. Sir, French, any phone here?
That's what I always say.
Yeah, and where? Yeah. All right, no, come on. So it come up. Come on, let's see. It come up. It live? Okay, good, because I'm coming out of this. Anyway, let me come out yet. Because I only hear one second noise.
Mr. Ross.
I'm gonna come up for the Zoom because the Zoom is making it.
Was on the check earlier. Members of the media, those listening on the various airwaves, right. Those of you viewing on television, Facebook, and YouTube, good morning and welcome to another media conference of the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers Association. My name is Willetta Wilson, Secretary of TTSIDA. Today, our speakers include Mr. Fabio Arcilla of Magna Ridge Trading LDA, our foreign investor, Mr. Anthony Rampasad, our project manager, our vice president, Mr. Eros Sijatan, and our president, Mr. Alan Ferguson. Good morning as well to our director, Ms. Verna Prudhomme, and Mr. Ronald Ayong, our trustee. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Arcilla, who will be joining us virtually.
Good morning to all. I would like to thank Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, Minister of Energy Mr. Stuart Young, Chairman of Heritage Petroleum Mr. Michael Kwamina, and our partner President of TTSIDA Mr. Alan Ferguson. Well, with deepest appreciation, I accept this honor to speak on behalf of our company Titles Investment, as well as the companies that shape this holding, such as Magni Rich Trading and KMA, all part of the joint venture with TTSIDA. Regarding the situation we have right now with the bid for the heritage material, it is important to say that we made a bid a long time ago, along with West Indian Salvage, Ross and Sons Recycling, and Magni Rich Trading, all part of TTSIDA. Having said that, we were surprised with the letter we received from Heritage saying that that our bid was not received. We kindly ask to the Minister of Energy, Mr. Stuart Young, to intervene in this urgent matter before it goes further. We are here to invest not only in this project, but also other projects that we've been planning a long time ago with TTSIDA, such as the ship disassembling project and this with Heritage. We are not focusing on running projects in TTSIDA, but we are focused on the social and environmental situation that is concerning us. So the situation right now is kind of worrying because the letter that and the probability that we lost this opportunity with Heritage. I'm pretty sure that the material they have right now, if we diversify this with any other clients, just not one client to sell this material, I'm pretty sure this will benefit much more to the country than just giving the material to just one client. So the idea is not to have it all for our companies, but to diversify and split this to other clients that we present before, such as Jardao, that is a steel mill that is in our region, probably Asia steel mills or Asian steel mills. They are sending bids for this material, but they are not probably knowing the situation that this part of the continent is having. So the propose, and I encourage all the people here to get us to that opportunity to get into this project that will benefit not only the country, but give the opportunity to Trinidad to expand as a mineral and material country, you know. So we've been looking forward to have an answer from Prime Minister or Minister of Energy regarding this situation, and thank you again for this invitation. Have a great day.
Thank you, Fabio. I'd now like to hand you over to our president, Mr. Alan Ferguson.
Well,
Good morning. Special good morning to you. I want to thank all of my staff, everybody who worked with us, because this morning is really a special morning for us. It is a morning that we know when some things go wrong with you, you will like to get support to hold you up. But I think what will happen to us in Trinidad here is not an easy situation to be in. So I just want to make it clear with myself. I believe in God. I believe there's a God. I believe there's hell and there's heaven. I believe when you do wrong, evil, and you fool yourself with a lot of evil, I believe there's paradise and there's hell. I believe that too. I also believe, and I have strong faith in my Lord, that I know what is to be will be, and what cannot be, cannot be. But all I could say, there's a God. And God sees everything. And God knows every single thing. So you cannot hide. Because God could expose you. So I just want to make it clear. Our organization, if it's first time you're listening or first time you're hearing, our organization is the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Association. This organization was founded long years ago. I am just the president some years. But what I could tell you and tell Trinidad and Tobago and people listening all over the world, whatever way that they could join us, because today is a hurtful day for Trinidad. Because whatever happened to us, we were going to reveal it today. Not under madness, but under truthness. I could tell you, Trinidad and Tobago, when Petrotrin closed down, our organization feel it plenty. Because we used to be getting a lot of material from Petrotrin. All our members used to go and put in for 100 or 60 tons, whatever they need. It used to be available for all our members. So we used to be getting material constantly from Petrotrin, and it wasn't a problem. So when Petrotrin closed down, we find it necessary to put in some kind of proposal to able to make our organization stay strong. And as a president, I think it was necessary to approach Petrotrin. But before I approached Petrotrin, I came to my members in the same hall and I tell them we need to put a committee in place. And everyone agree. So Trinidad and Tobago, the reason why I'm bringing it up to you like this is because I want you to understand what takes place to us as an organization. And when I speak to you today, I'm not speaking based on vexness. I'm speaking about the truth of what takes place. So I just want you to know that our organization, for the last 2 to 3 years, have been treated like we is stepchildren or we like is bastard. Nothing good is happening to us where the scrap iron and Trinidad and Tobago is concerned. But what I could tell you as a leader, whilst I'm getting called from Point Fortin and Rima and all different parts of this country, not one day I tell my members, let us block the road. Not one day I told them that let us block the road, because let me tell you something, we have the material to block the road. And I will never do that, because I am saying, if one of our members living in that community and sick and need to go to the hospital, I feel, because I fear my Lord, I will have to answer for what happened to that person. So that is why I didn't choose to do these things, and I will never do it. But what I could tell you, if I don't have control of my members, I can't guarantee that they do this. I cannot guarantee you. Today, tomorrow, because of what's taking place, I said I will have to go or remove myself from the presidency. I can't guarantee Trinidad and Tobago based on what happened to us. And I want you to listen right what's taking place so you will know. And I want Trinidad and Tobago to be the judge of what takes place with us. Because I say, I think what takes place with us is worse than Section 34. I could tell you that. So it started late part of last year. And because I want to let you understand how our members feel, I want you to understand before we could start to get to the whole thing, I want you, Trinidad and Tobago and the world, to get to understand how our members feel. So, Director, I want you to start to play the clips so they could understand how we members feel.
Well, we pay all the bills off our scrap. All the bills off our scrap. All the food we earn is off our scrap. The other day when it had the corona going around and the Prime Minister say NIS and everybody go get money, we never get. We never get nothing from him. And this is where we living off of. When you take this up from we, you are like nobody.
It have plenty youths up here. We don't get job out there because that's as the place we live in, Dump Road. Everybody feeling like it's robbery and out of time and thing at the end of the day. This is where we live on. It have plenty youths up here. We don't have no football ground. We don't have nothing. All we just feed on is this little scrap and thing, and that's where we live to feed the family. And they come in to lock it down. You'll have problems. The jail done full of people already, and they're going to make more people go in the jail because you have nothing for me to feed on.
Well, I don't know without this because they don't really have much industries in Pinal right now, and this scrapyard has helped us a lot with our family. It have plenty people here who working also, who are unemployed, and we give them jobs here. So without this, we don't know how the rest of people will make out in the area and things. Like the young guys and them who are working, we help out a lot of people who are unemployed. Guys who now come from prison and stuff like that, you know, so we try to help out a lot of people here also. So without this, we don't know what will happen.
Yeah. I'm saying to Trinidad and Tobago, this is an industry. We don't get $1 from the government or nobody. And you know what we do for Trinidad and Tobago? We go to the ravines and pick up all that you throw there. We pick it up. We pick up your stove, we pick up your bed, we pick up your fridge to not to cause flood for Trinidad and Tobago, like how it is happening, used to happen again. If you throw down a fridge down a cliff, we will go and bring it up. If you throw it in the bush, we as an organization, we go and pick it up. And when you want to take this industry from us, or you want to set up us, and you want to take it and put it in the hands of people who don't even understand it, I have a serious issue to deal with. I am being blasted, I'm being bloated up with phone calls because of what heritage done to us. And what heritage has done to us, Trinidad and Tobago need to understand what they have done to us. It's like you kill a whole family and then bury them without carrying them into to see what they die for. And that is what you want to do to us as an industry. Because the reason why we bid for petroleum material is because you don't even understand. Petroleum material is to save our industry. And when you take it away from us, because you self tell us, you used to give us more than 70, out of the material we send out of Trinidad, petroleum used to give us more than 75%. They tell us that too. We also know that. But what I want to say today, and I want to continue, because I know my organization is hurting. And then you crop up some lie against us. You crop up a set of lies against us. But we have proof to show Trinidad and Tobago what you have said to us or what you have sent to us is false. So I will now let the secretary start the reading. Start the reading, please.
Okay, so our points of concern. To be sure we got the bid right, we brought on board Mr. Anthony Rampasad, who is a project manager, a procurement and supply chain manager with over 30 years of experience at the former Petrotrin. After almost a year of requests from TTSIDA on the status of the heritage tender, where TTSIDA was mostly ignored, TTSIDA was finally successful in obtaining a meeting with HPCL after we sent them this letter. I invite Mr. Rampasad to read this letter for you.
Dated Friday, November 5th, 2021, addressed to Heritage Petroleum Company Limited. Subject: request for urgent meeting, non-adherence to the SEP-MM, that is the State Enterprise Performance Management Monitoring System. It reads, "Dear Sir, the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers Association would like to request an urgent meeting with you to discuss an issue that we see as a fundamental flaw in the bidding process for the sale of scrap iron material as it relates to the adherence to the State Enterprise Performance Monitoring Manual System. We are asking for this urgent meeting to clarify this issue and thereby avoid any misrepresentation of this in the public domain. We thank you for your time and look forward to a favorable response. Respectfully yours, the President, Mr. Alan Ferguson."
After we send them the letter, about 2 days after, they respond to us. And they respond to us, and we had a meeting with them. You could go ahead and tell them.
At that meeting with TTSIDA and HPCL, which included the chairman, Mr. Commoner, CEO, Mrs. Chow, Mr. Herdis Lee Chi, Mr. Andrew Jeffers, and Ms. Chandra Maraj, TTSIDA presented its case to HPCL asking why was there no word on the tender, why the tender was cancelled, and why materials were in fact being carted out of the compound. We also brought his attention to our letter dated April 8, 2021, where we asked for a meeting. Where we asked for the status on the scrap. Please read, Anthony. You can.
April 8, a letter dated April 8, 2021, addressed to the chairman of Petrotrin and Heritage Petroleum Company Limited. Subject matter: tender status on scrap iron material. It reads, "Dear Sir, the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers Association is still very much interested in the scrap iron material that was tendered by your company. TTSIDA is representing our members, and the members are asking about the state of affairs of the tender status of the scrap. Could you give us the tender status so as to satisfy our membership? We wish you well as one of the leaders that propel our country forward. Thank you. Kind regards, President Mr. Alan Ferguson.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to listen to these letters and remember the timing. Remember that it's in April, because after probably about 8 to 9 months after, we still didn't hear nothing. So we as an organization must write and ask for something to find out what is the status. And when we keep going, we only reach about 11 months or a year, we say no, we need to do more than that, because we getting calls based on we hearing material moving out, we seeing material moving out. So I decided I will write them our next letter.
Okay, so the letter that Anthony read that was dated April 2021, the chairman denied that he himself had received the letter. It was sent by email, but there was no denial from the company itself as to whether or not it was received. So at that meeting, it was revealed that the tender was not, as we had presumed, cancelled, but the HPCL team was not forthcoming as to who in fact was the winner of said tender. The chairman asked the TTSIDA team for a period of 7 days for him to fully investigate the matter and get back to us. Now the letter that we sent.
Well, after 7 days have been passed, they did get back to us. And this is where now, Trinidad and Tobago listener, because I want you to have a good understanding of what have been happened to us, what they have done to us as an organization. Read the letter that they sent to us now.
Date 18th November 2021. Addressed to the President, the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers Association, number 16 Bypass Road, Kelly Village, Karuni. Attention, Mr. Alan Ferguson. Dear sir, we refer to your letter of the 5th November 2021 requesting an urgent meeting to discuss flaws in the bidding process for the disposal by Heritage Petroleum Company Limited, and to our meeting of the 11th November 2021, which was attended by you and your team of personnel comprising, inter alia, Ms. St. Louis, Mr. Roach, consultant Mrs. Wilson, and Mr. Manzano. Once again, it was a pleasure meeting with you in person. I took careful note of your concerns raised at the meeting of the 11th November 2021, which are as follows. 1. Missing provisions in the scope of work to the invitation to bid.
Hold on. I want you to listen to this point. Missing things in our bid. I want you to listen to it very carefully, because the reason why I tell you stick up in on that, Anthony, is because I want Trinidad and Tobago to know why. Listen to me. Hear what I say. Something is missing in our bid. Go ahead and continue, Anthony.
2. The bid process not being in accordance with the tenets of good procurement and disposal practice. And 3. Not being advised of the names of the successful bidders. Consequently, I caused a review to be conducted on the 18th November 2021 by the chairman of the Heritage Procurement and Disposal Advisory Committee, the PDAC, into the invitation to bid process for the disposal of scrap metal, including the evaluation procedure thereof. PDAC is the entity which provides assurance that the processes for procurement and disposal of goods and services at Heritage are compliant with the yet to be proclaimed Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Property Act, the Act, the State Enterprises Procurement Monitoring Manual, and Heritage's procurement and disposal policies. We remind that the invitation to bid for the disposal of scrap iron, the ITB, was issued on 11th September 2020 by way of an advertisement in all 3 major daily newspapers. A copy of the advertisement is attached with a closing date of 22 September 2020. This advertisement was published for a period of 1 week, and an extension of the closing date to bid was later given to 9 October 2020. And this was published on the Heritage website. Interested parties were instructed to use the virtual tender box, the VTB, on the Heritage website and to submit their final bid documents specified in the ITB by the extended date of the 9 October 2021. We can advise that a total of 22 responses were received via the VTB, of which 7 did not submit the requisite bid forms and were rejected as being non-compliant with the Heritage bid process. With respect to the main point raised by your consultant, that being the omission of provisions in the scope of work, I am advised that all bid documents would have contained these omissions, quite simply because the said provisions were not relevant to this particular bid. I am quite surprised to also advise that the review revealed that no bid was received from any entity described as the Scrap Iron Dealers Association of Trinidad and Tobago, the association. I am advised that what was received was a Google link submitted on behalf of one individual, your good self, Mr. Alan Ferguson. I am further advised that pursuant to the Heritage process, the bid documents were to be submitted on the VTB on the Heritage website in accordance with the instructions in Section 4 of the ITB. In this regard, the submission received from Mr. Alan Ferguson could not be accessed for evaluation as the Google link, which was attached to the email submitted to the VTB, had expired by the 15th of October 2020, the day carded to open the bids. I am even further advised that this submission by Google link did not follow the bid instructions of the ITB for the bid documents set out in Section 4 of the ITB, that is, the completed and signed bid forms. 2. Contractor HSSE requirements checklist, and 3. The bid declaration to be uploaded to the VTB as stated in clause 9.3. We are nevertheless pleased to report that the findings of the review confirm that Heritage complied with its own internal procedures for disposal of unserviceable stocks, which are aligned with the procedures/guidelines under the Act. Finally, I am advised that Heritage has no legal obligation to notify the association of the names of the successful bidders, particularly in circumstances where the association was not itself a bidder. However, it is of course open to the association to make a request for such information pursuant to the Freedom of Information Act. It goes without saying that Heritage remains fully committed to the principles of fairness and transparency, and it will continue to operate its business pursuant to the highest ethical standards. I do very much hope that this response allays your concerns with respect to this particular bid, and I remain, as usual, available to hold discussions with your association with respect to any future endeavors which may be of interest. Yours faithfully, Heritage Petroleum Company Limited, Chairman Michael Kwabena.
You see, when people lie, sometimes they just forget. You remember I stopped him in the early stages and they said something was missing from the bid. Well, if you didn't open it up, how you could know something missing? If you didn't open it up, how you will know something missing? Now, you know, we will check and we go in and we will check, because you know I'm telling them, they think we stupid, you know, because they think scrap iron people have no sense, you know. But they don't know we go check, and they think we go leave it there so. They think when we get this letter, we go back. Oh, because I was a boxer, I was staying in Europe and take licks. But they know I was trained to jab and move out of the corner. So I make some jabs and I get out of the corner. And I'm ready to explain to Trinidad and Tobago some flaws in that letter. We shall start.
So, point one, as relates to the submission of the tender, TTSIDA contends that the document was in fact sent to the recommended email address, as was advised in the initial newspaper advertisement of the invitation to bid. And we have a copy of said invitation. The second point, as relates to the fact that no submission was sent from an entity called TTSIDA and only from Mr. Ferguson himself, we contend that the subject matter of the said email that they spoke of does in fact, and I quote, TTSIDA Joint Venture Heritage Tender Documents. So the said Google link was received from Mr. Ferguson was in fact the tender that was submitted on behalf of the parties involved in the joint venture under the umbrella TTSIDA. Third point is the expiration of the Google link. Now, the email itself that was sent was converted by Google itself on account of the size of the email. I guess anyone familiar with emails may understand how that works. And we advise that Google links don't necessarily expire on their own unless it was a stipulation sent by the sender itself. And we contend this is not the case, as there was no need for us to address or to put any stipulation on said email.
And it will be a we will be foolish if we send an email and let's say expire before the 4:15. We will be stupid. And because they think we're stupid, they send a letter. And I want you to read it from what we get from Google and other organizations, because they don't know we go check. They don't know we go you search and find. Or I read it. One set of foolishness is going to take place in this country.
Well, we have some opinions here from IT experts that say that, as I said before, that emails don't necessarily expire easily like that unless the stipulation is set by the sender, and usually it's a service that you have to pay for. It's quite a lot of information to get into.
Read from the three sets of different people, follow the three different people. So let us know we did check and find out. Read from the three different set of people we find out from. That's what we need to tell people. Go ahead, man, and tell them what to say.
All right, so this is one article that speaks on how to set expiration dates for shared Google Drives, digital inspiration, and it's from Amit Agarwal. Another one from Thrive Hive, types of Google accounts for business. Oh, and that's it.
And these three people, these three organizations said, listen to me, long you send a mail, for you to have that system where they talk about, you want to pay for it, you want to send it to that. We never did we never do that. No evidence. We will allow anyone to come to check our mail and check and see if we did that. No part about sending our mails would have been done like that. No way. And furthermore, to show you how they is dangerous. If you didn't open it, how you know what we didn't send? You said you didn't open it, but you're telling me we didn't send this, we didn't send that. It making sense to Trinidad and Tobago? You just say you open it, but you're telling me we didn't send this and we didn't send that. I am telling Trinidad and Tobago, it's like they want to take this industry from us. When I went down there to visit and see the material, the site visit, I come back and tell Trinidad and Tobago, the amount of big contractors I see down there, and all these contractors that I see down there, all of them name calling corruption. Every single one of them name calling corruption. Big contractors. I come back and tell Trinidad I also have a meeting and I think we're in trouble. Because when these people come out, they reach whoever they have to reach to make sure. And because they feel we are small fries, they could do what they want. But as I tell them, I believe there's a hell and there's a heaven. And all that you take from poor people, it's like you're taking from a vagrant. You cannot take from poor people who try to make better for Trinidad in the recycling industry. And you will do us that. It's a sad day for Trinidad and Tobago. Because we as an organization, all we do, we pull out people every single day. This is the honest industry. That a boy could come off the road and go and pick up a little scrap and get something to cook, get money, because he will get money to buy food. And he will have to go and commit crime. He will have to commit crime because he will get a little change. And this is what you want to take from us. This is what you want to make it in a big corrupt way. Because we would have built this industry. We would have worked this industry so nice. And now you want to take it from us. Because you think some big one could take it from us. And now what do? Look what you do to us. And telling us you open it, but you see something. You see we missing something. Only it makes sense.
There was one more point.
One more point, and then I'm coming back. Because you see, they ain't going to get away with me, you know. They're not going to get away with me. Go ahead.
Under Section 3, Instructions to Proponents, subsection 643, it reads, proposals, documents, or modifications thereof delivered to Heritage after the proposal submission deadline shall be rejected regardless of the cause of delayed delivery of the proposal and will be returned to the proponent unopened. This is to say that the link in the name of Mr. Ferguson, we contend that HPCL had a duty to respond or acknowledge or send some form of notice of the return or disqualification of said bid.
You see, that them rules, you know. All right, let me point the words they get it. And they went there and they see nothing. They still send it back to me. A year after, they still sell me nothing. And we all on the media telling them, respond to us. And now that last Friday or this week, you only respond to us. Look how long, a whole year gone. And you now respond and you still do what you say you was to do. And what we have to do. Today I'm calling on the Prime Minister. I'm calling on the Minister of Energy. Please intervene in this matter. Before it could go further, I belong to an organization. I belong to people who you see all on the road, picking up things that people throw all over. I can do more than what I could do. All I could do is tell them, listen to me, I will try the Prime Minister, I will try the Minister of Energy. This is the thing that I could tell these people. Mr. Prime Minister, I know you're busy with the election, but this is important to us. This is important. Minister of Energy, this is important for us. We have been thrown down. It's like a big bomb fall on our industry. This industry saved a lot of people from committing crime. This industry saved a lot of people from committing crime. We help people every single day. Some of my members feed people who cannot even get food when they come. And to be treated like this is like saying, we don't care about all you. We don't afraid all you. We don't care about all you. We will continue treating all you like this. I am telling you all, Trinidad and Tobago, here we cry. Come out and we rescue them, Trinidad and Tobago. Come and assist us and voice your complaint concerning what happened to us. Because I tell my members yesterday in a meeting, I know we was in trouble because these same contractors who was accused of corruption, all of them was down there. And when you say that 7 people rejected, let me tell you something that if you don't know. You see them 7 companies who ain't sending nothing, that was we members. We send our members down and tell them pull back. So if you don't know, as we tell them pull back. Because you remember, we know what was to take place. And the money that we bid, let me tell you something. None of them contractors don't have the access to no mill because you have to have experience. You have to have years of experience to sell a mill of material. And because we had the experience, we could sell mill the material. Them cannot sell no mill, no material because they don't have no experience in the scrap industry. So what we had did, we had thrown a price. At that time, the price was low. And we are throwing a price that is more higher than anybody could even think about because we know that around any 3 months after, the price will go up because of the experience. So we know. And look what that's done to us. I am telling you, it have a God. And if all you feel all you get away in Trinidad, all you go get away, you know, because all you go have money. And all you, God forbid, all you die tomorrow when? All the children might not enjoy that money. Because you know why? God don't sleep. And everybody know that. All the godly people, all the religion, all the Catholic, all the Anglican, all the Hindus, all the Muslim, all they come out and say something to this, you know. Come out and say something. Because it cannot be that people could be treated like this and nobody has nothing to say. I am calling on all the trade union movements. All the trade union movements, I'm calling on you to come to our rescue. A war fighting to us, and we don't have them not slinging shot. I am just a leader standing in front because I'm fearless. But it's like they're treating us with one set of bomb on us. And it's because my members is loyal. Every day they come to me sometime. Captain, what are we doing about this? I say, God don't sleep. And God don't forget. So, I know I say plenty. I know it's plenty. But this is something I have to lead from in front. And remember, members, do not block no road. Stand still. You wait. God will answer our prayer. Because God don't like wickedness like this. God don't like evilness like this. And God not dead. So they could continue doing this to we, but I will keep on fighting. And I will keep on in front. And I will keep telling them the evilness. And please, for the last, as I close up here this morning, Mr. Prime Minister, you is a man that I watch. And trust me, I don't lie. I admire you as a Prime Minister. I am telling you, please, I know you're busy. Prime Minister, please hear our cry. This is poor people, you know. Let me tell you something, me ain't fighting for me, you know. I'm fighting for all my members because we know what's going to take place in this industry. If we don't do something as an organization, we will collapse. So, Mr. Prime Minister, please, Mr. Minister of Energy, please hear we cry and come to our rescue, please. I thank all the media. I thank all the people listening all over, wherever you might be. Whatever question you want to ask us, please come to us and ask us now. But please, Trinidad and Tobago, hear our cry, and please make them answer to what they had done to us. I thank you.
We now open the floor to members of the media who may have any questions. Those on Zoom, you can open your mics. I'd like to ask the Vice President, Mr. Sijatan, if he'd like to make a contribution.
Good morning to each and everyone. I sat and I listened. And there are three things that I observed. Now, I would like to lay it out, but before I go into that, I just want to say this. Remember, it's my personal observation and opinion, and it's not an accusation. First of all, that a letter of intent to work with us on the scrap was issued mere weeks prior to the general election tends to make me think that it was nothing but a political gimmick, an election gimmick to get support. That it was never intended to work with us, because a month after the election was finished, tender documents came out. Tender documents came out for the same material that we were asked to prepare a proposal to work. Thousands and thousands of dollars, hundreds of man-hours was spent preparing the proposal, and I guess it was never even looked at. We never got an opportunity below the line. Nobody intended to work with us. It was all an election gimmick. Secondly, it seems to me that if we have all this evidence, right, and they know we have all this evidence, all these documents, and they're still saying, well, you know, we didn't receive a bid, means one thing, that somebody's trying to buy time to complete a task. And at the rate that the material is being moved out, the stuff that was carded to be moved, that job isn't finished. So they need time to finish it, and we can do whatever we want as long as they get that time. Which brings me to my third point. In the event that we are proven right and we take legal action, who is going to be held responsible? Who is going to be held accountable? Who is going to pay? Wouldn't it be us, the people of Trinidad, who have to pay? So, who's accountable? Who cares? Because the people in the board, right, they are not liable personally. There's no liability on their behalf. No one is liable. What incentive do they have to do the right thing? Because nobody is held liable. Liable. And we can see, and when the government says we don't have control of the boards, after what happened with the Police Service Commission, we know that's a lie. We all know who the boss is. Everybody knows who the boss is. We all know who calls the shot. So, to the government, let me just say this here. Moral turpitude. Moral turpitude. Remember that. The office that you hold comes with a responsibility of integrity, honesty, an obligation to the people who put you there. Because when we voted you into office, this is what you promised us, to take care of us, to help us to live a better life. And you have done nothing like this. Nothing like this. So I just want to say thanks for the opportunity for allowing me to speak this morning. And I hope that Trinidad and Tobago, and especially Tobago, is paying attention. Thank you.
This is where we bring our media conference to a close. Remember, you can stay updated on anything associated with the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers Association by visiting our Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube pages. Thank you. My name is Willetta Wilson. Have a great day.